We're going to now look at what it takes to simplify exponential expressions. Just some really basic things, just so you know whenever someone says simplify and they act like you should know what I mean by simplify. Here's what they mean. They mean basically that there should be no parentheses, no powers raised to powers. Each base should only occur once per term, and there should be no negative or zero exponents, okay? So let's take some time again and practice. Some things you're going to see differently here is we've got some x terms and some y terms. And we just want to make sure, and some kind of constant coefficient-y things going on. So again, just as you're looking at it, is there anything I can do? Can I get rid of a negative? Can I get rid of a zero exponent? Can I combine actual numbers? Can I get rid of parentheses? Like, you know, over here, there's an x here on the top and an x on the bottom. So obviously I want to fix that and get all the x's out of there, that kind of thing. So go ahead and give that a shot. Pause the video. I'm going to rewrite my 3 because it has a thingy on it. Pause the video, see how far you can get, and we'll assume you've done that. All right, so the first one is actually pretty straightforward. The biggest offender here is that -5 in the exponent. So that means that the x squared is going to stay on top, but the -5 is going to throw that down into the bottom so it can become positive. So you have x squared over y to the 5th. Perfect? Good. Let me move some of these down just in case we need some more room. It might be okay, but hold on. Okay, so for this one, again, what you're going to look at is we're going to look at combining those constants. So you kind of want to shove things together that look like they go together. So the 9 and the -2, we're just going to reorder them. The 9 and the -2 go together. Then I have an x and an x squared I'm going to probably combine. And then I have a y squared and a y to the 6th that I want to combine. So I'm going to kind of shove things together that I know I'm going to want together at the end. So -9 times -2 is going to be +18. Remember, there's that secret 1 here. And again, if you got confused, you could do the x and then the x squared, and you'd still get x cubed. But again, if you can accidentally remember that that's going to be x to the 1 plus 2, you'll be good. And then y to the 2 plus 6. So that gives you +18 to the x cubed, y to the 8. Just like that. All right, so let's check this guy out. No, that's not what I want to do. Computers are fun. They make me happy. All right, so again, if you want to kind of get things organized, we've got the 12/3. If it helps to pull the 12/3 off to the side, and then the x cubed over x to the 6th, and then the y to the 7th over y squared, you can do that because we're multiplying everything together, so we can actually separate things out like that. If that confuses you, don't do it that way. So since I've already written it, I'm going to go ahead and do it that way, and then I'll do it just not that way, just so you can kind of see. So you've got -12/3, so that's -4. Then we have x to the 3 minus 6, and then we have y to the 7 minus 2. So a lot of people, actually instead of doing it 2 ways, a lot of people will just skip this step, and they'll go straight to here. So whatever makes the most sense for you, if it makes sense to go from here straight to here, go ahead and do that. If you can just see it, that's wonderful, okay? So we've got -4 times x to the 3 minus 6 is -3, and y to the 5th. So that's going to be -4. Now, as you're writing this, it might get a little weird. So we're going to throw the 3 on the bottom. So now I've got this stupid thing over here, x cubed on the bottom, and then y to the 5th. I'm just going to write that prettier. So I'm going to write that as try this again, as -4 y 5th over x cubed. So kind of however way your brain gets there, if I was doing it linearly, the 4 goes on the top, the x cubed goes on the bottom, the 5 goes on the top, and then you should end up there. Good? All right, last one. So again, you could separate these kind of out and group them together. That might be a little bit easier. This would probably benefit from some rewriting. If you at least want to go x squared, x cubed, y over 15 x to the 5th. So I've got 15 over 5, or 5 over 15. So if I cancel out the 5s, a lot of people will come in here and they'll go, okay, get rid of the 5, and then I end up with a 3 on the bottom. So if that's how you want to do it, that's great. Some people would rather get rid of the 15 and make that a 5 times 3, and then go cancel out the 5 so they know where that 5 went. So that's up to you, however you want to do it, as long as at the end of the day you end up with a 3 on the bottom. And if you just want to make that an entire step by itself, just to make sure you've got it right, remember you don't lose points for using extra paper, okay? All right, so now I have on the top x squared plus x, or times x cubed, so that's x to the 2 plus 3 times y over 3x to the 5th, x to the 5th y over 3x to the 5th, and again, you have these 5s, so I can say, well, if you want, if it helps to rewrite it as this to see what's going on, you're totally welcome to do that. If that just confuses you, skip that step. But sometimes that helps us get organized because we can say, okay, x to the 5th over x to the 5th. Well, I can either go straight and I can say, well, that's just 1. Or I can take the step of saying, well, that's x to the 5th minus 5, which is x to the 0, which is 1. So any way that you get to 1 in a valid way is wonderful. Some of you will just immediately look at that and go, oh, x to the 5th divided by x to the 5th. That just clearly cancels out. Some of you can look at that and just see that. And if that's you, great. If that's not you, again, don't worry about it. You'll get there. Or not. Who cares? We're just trying to get the right answer and know what we're doing. So however many steps it takes you to get to the right answer, you're going to end up with y over 3. Awesome. All right, have some fun with that.